both feel we're living worlds apart. It's fucked now, we lost in limbo. Remembering what you said though, and I asked you if we'd make it far. That one last kiss that they write about, my one last wish you could never doubt. I trust angels who fly away from you, and you told me that we'd never die. Gave me so many reasons why we were meant to be. Then she said no, 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 no. No, 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 you should. I've earned the cost and now I've paid it. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, please don't go. I know my face a memory erasing. Been a few years since I heard your voice, yeah. Lost a few here, but it's not by choice, no. Girl, I see your face every day when I look through my phone. Can't delete all these memories, won't leave me alone. Hit my blind side, never saw it coming. You were so wild, both know I was nothing. And I'm nothing now, nothing's changed, you know I'm just the same. Miss you now, but I hope that someday you explain. That one last kiss that they write about, my one last wish you could never doubt. I trust angels who fly away from you, and you told me that we'd never die. Gave me so many reasons why we were meant to be.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. So, I'm in my car. I'm using my internet from my car, and hopefully this works because I really want to talk about something. So, we're talking about the House of Murdaugh, Alex Murdaugh. So, newly obtained car data is going to be, in my opinion, hopefully what puts the nail in the coffin for Alex Murdaugh. Newly obtained car data from the Alex Murdaugh at the spot of where his wife's phone was later found dumped before he quickly sped away from the scene. That's right. In my opinion, Alex Murdaugh got his wife's phone, kind of slowed down, threw it out the window, and then sped off. The data was handed over by General Motors, showed that Alec left the family home in his 2021 Chevy Suburban, very similar to what I'm driving right now, at 9:07 p.m. on the night of June 7th, 2021. A few minutes later, he allegedly shot and killed his wife and his son, Maggie and Paul. Only 1 minute later, while driving at a speed of 42 miles per hour, his car passed the very spot along Moselle Road where Maggie's cell phone was recovered from the weeds and shrubs the next day. After passing that spot, his car then picked up speed, reaching 52 miles per hour just 1 minute later at 9:09 p.m., then continuing on a high speed all the way to his mother's house. The spot there on Moselle Road, it is a gravel road. It is not a place you're going to speed unless you have a reason to speed, unless you're trying to have an alibi, trying to get out of there, trying to make the time frame work. After passing that location, the defendant's vehicle accelerated, SLED agent Peter Radofsky said on the stand. Now, Maggie's cell phone was found by investigators one day after the murders, dumped on the side of the road around a quarter of a mile from Murdaugh's property. Now, Mr. Murdaugh, according to the prosecutors at least, Mr. Murdaugh took his phone after killing Maggie and Paul, and then he tossed it out of the window of his moving car while driving rather to his mother's home to build that alibi that we were talking about. Okay, so he's taking Maggie's phone. Like, why does taking Maggie's phone? Why did he take Maggie's phone? Um, that has always been the question for me. I mean, is it to make it look like maybe a robbery? Why didn't he take Paul's phone too? Um, and you would think surely Alec Murdaugh would know that these phones could be tracked, being a lawyer himself. Now, Britt Dove, who works for SLED, she works in the computer crime center, and she told jurors how the last, what they call orientation, the phone is the orientation, whether it's this way, it's this way, you know how it flips. It's called the orientation change or movement on Maggie's phone was at 9:06 p.m. Then at 9:07 p.m., the screen had gone on and off as though it was in someone's hand. You can hear my phone dinging now. The screen did not come on again until 9:31 when the phone received an incoming call. Lieutenant Dove testified that an orientation change can only be recorded if the screen is on, meaning the phone could have been thrown from the car between the times and no change would have been registered. Now the new now we're going to talk about the new car data places Alec Murdaugh at the location of the phone dumping just 1 minute after the phone was last known to be handled. A shocker came when Agent Rudofsky came from at the very last minute from the prosecution, the 11th hour, so to say. Agent Radofsky said he put all the data together to make it make sense. Agent Rudofsky revealed that General Motors had contacted law enforcement last week to hand over a trove of data from Alec Murdaugh's 2021 Chevy Suburban, including never seen before speeds and GPS data, and it's from OnStar. Juries, or sorry, rather, the jury was shown detailed maps of the Alex Murdaugh's car movements covering his speed and location on that specific day. It's going to tell you everywhere that man went, his speed, his brakes, his acceleration, even if the radio was on. Now, how are you going to explain that away, Alec? To me, that is the blistering moment that it all is going to just nail it in. Now, the details, the data revealed that less than 20 seconds passed between the moment Mr. Murdaugh's car arrived at the dog kennel and the start of his 911 call. Again, how are you going to explain that away? You're saying 20 seconds? No way. Now, during the 911 call in the interview, Mr. Murdaugh gave in the aftermath of the murders, he claimed that he touched both his wife Maggie and his son Paul. He touched their bodies to check the signs of life before calling 911. There's only 20 seconds there. How are you going to explain 20 seconds you touched their bodies and you saw the phone slip out and everything? In 20 seconds you were still pulling up to the kennels? Nope, Alec, I don't think so, in my opinion. He also claimed that when he moved Paul, his cell phone popped out of his pocket. He said he picked it up and then put it back on his son. And, we know that Alec allegedly took Maggie's phone, threw it. Why didn't he take Paul's? Just a thought. To me, it makes no sense why he took Maggie's, but I don't know. Alec's call 911 was at 10:06:14 p.m., just 17 seconds after his car pulled into the kennels. Now, the agents used data from cell phones belonging to Maggie and Paul and Alec to pinpoint all of the movements on the day of the murders. Agent Rudofsky testified that the data shows Alec left the family home at 12:07 p.m. the day and drove to work to his law firm, PMPD, arriving at 12:21 p.m. He then left work at 6:24 p.m., arriving home at 6:42 p.m. This contradicts the version of events that Alec gave law enforcement in the aftermath of the murders, claiming he had gone to work in the morning and arrived at 5:30 p.m., basically shredding his alibi. Alec says he drove to his parents' home at 9:07 p.m., arriving at 9:22. He left 21 minutes later at 9:43 p.m., again contradicting Alec's claim during multiple police interviews, then that he stayed around 45 minutes to an hour. But wait, it gets better with Shelley Smith, who worked as a caregiver to Alec's mother, Libby, from October 2019. She previously told jurors that Alec stayed at the home for just about 20 minutes. A few days later, after the murders, Shelley said, and she also testified this, that he told her to tell the authorities he had been there double the length of time. He also offered to help her out with paying for her upcoming wedding and putting in a good word for her with her other job. Basically, in my opinion, trying to bribe her. Let's talk about the speed of driving. On his journey to and from his law firm, he drove at a maximum speed of 60 miles per hour and 54 miles per hour, thereabouts, nothing over 60 miles per hour. His maximum speed to and from his parents' home was 74 miles per hour and 80 miles per hour. This shows that he greatly increased his speed of time based upon, in my opinion, and what prosecutors are trying to say is based upon the circumstance why he would have been driving. The data shows Alec arrived back at his family home at 10 p.m. and then driving to the kennels at 10:05 p.m. So he arrives at his house. He stays at his house 5 minutes. He then gets in his car and then he heads to the kennels. He claimed he drove to the kennels after finding Maggie and Paul weren't there. Once there, he claimed he discovered their bodies and placed the 911 call. Let's remind you of the cell phone data previously revealed in the court, including the final text messages and phone calls made or seen by Paul and Maggie before the murders. On June 7th, Paul placed a call on his cell phone to his friend Rogan Gibson at 8:40 p.m., lasting 4 minutes, followed by a second call at 8:44 p.m. The second was the last incoming communication Mr. Gibson received from Paul's cell phone. 5 minutes later, at 8:49, Mr. Gibson sent Paul a text message saying, quote, "See if you can get a good picture of it. Marion wants to see it is to a girl we know that's a vet. Get him to sit and stay. He shouldn't move around too much," end quote. The messages were about a dog that may be needing to be checked by a vet. Okay, so then Maggie read a message on her phone sent to a family group. It was the entire family at 8:49 p.m. From that point onward, neither Paul nor his mother, Maggie, responded to any more messages or calls in their cell phone. Now, prosecutors claim that Paul was shot dead at 8:50 p.m. and Maggie moments later. Their cell phones had no activity from 8:49 p.m. forward. The prosecutor's theory is that Alec shot Maggie and Paul by the kennels in order to distract from his string of alleged scandals and financial crimes. It was a way for him to also gain sympathy. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. It is a lot to take in, to say the least. But how can Alec explain that only 20 seconds of him driving up to the 911 call? It's like he had to have the phone in his hand with 911 ready there. He's saying he checked them and everything. When he was at his parents' house, he drove up to his home, stayed there 5 minutes, then drove up to the kennels. To me, it doesn't make sense. Um, Personally, if I was on the jury, that would really stick with me. Let me know what you think in the comments below. We'll see you on the next one. Peace out.